You, of course, co-authored the report into the 2022 election loss. How long is it going to take to turn this around, particularly when it comes to the issue of female representation in the party?
Danica, you're referring to the election review that was put together by Brian Loughnane and I at the end of last year, and it's recommended a 50% target for female parliamentarians and within the Liberal Party within 3 elections or 10 years. But it's also supported that with recommendations about female membership and also a support network for women within the Liberal Party that will provide them with more opportunities to potentially to be elected or to become part of that political process. And it's having those recommendations work together that will make them so powerful and so sustainable into the future. Now, that report has been left with the federal executive. It was presented to them just before Christmas, and it's up to them now to decide what is it they want to adopt. But the model that we've put forward is sustainable, it's well-funded, appropriately funded, and it's so important because we want to make sure that we are more reflective of the people for whom we wish to represent, for whom we wish to govern. And that's why it's important that we do this.
And you've called for a fundraising levy for federal MPs to contribute to a new women's network. Why do you think that this would be the best way to boost representation?
Well, lots of people have great ideas about how to bring more women into the Liberal Party, but the problem is they don't have, the funding mechanism behind it to make sure that it's sustainable into the future. It wasn't the only funding mechanism. There is also the Dame Ended Lions Fund, which raises money for female candidates. There would be potentially a subscription to the network, as well as a fundraising levy, a pretty notional one, that could be imposed on sitting members of Parliament. And it's important that we all participate in this because it is important for all of our futures, not just the future of women in Parliament.
What do these proposed reforms mean for the likelihoods of future MPs returning, like Josh Frydenberg, for example? Would this then make it difficult?
Well, we're not setting quotas. I should be very clear about that. We're not saying that men aren't welcome in the Liberal Party. Quite the opposite. We just want to make sure that there are more opportunities for women to participate in the Liberal political process. We've always been a party for women since the day that Robert Menzies began the Liberal Party and included the Australian Women's National League as a fundamental part of who we are. And we've been responsible for so many firsts, whether it be a first member of the House of Representatives, first cabinet ministers, first Minister for Finance, the Dame Margaret Guilfoyle, after whom this network would be named. I think our legacy is something we should be proud of, but it's all about the future now and making sure that our party is sustainable in the future and that women are better represented.
Jane Hume, good to speak with you. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be with you, Danica.